Alright, I wanted to start this in Bridgewater, but timing did not agree with me. So let's see. There's the time and date. We are going to Bridgewater Station today. Got 46 minutes. So, why are we going to Bridgewater Station? Because BAT has a new microtransit service. Get this set up. So, essentially what has happened here is that Bridgewater had their own microtransit service, and it was targeting just their residents. And to my knowledge, it is similar to the trains of the 70s saying we can't afford this passenger service anymore, so we're giving it to the government. Bridgewater had their own microtransit service. They couldn't afford it. They're giving it to BAT to handle. It is on their website, so maps and schedules. Batflux, so available in Bridgewater and Rockland. So it is available any address within Bridgewater. Go to Tucci's in West Bridgewater, Market Basket West Bridgewater, Signature Healthcare East Bridgewater, Ocean State Drawblood East, and YMCA in East. $1.50, Monday for Friday, 7:30 to 6 p.m. How to ride. We will go over that when we get there. And there is Rockland. So, the Rockland Flex does come to the BAT Center. Back when BAT had their Customer Appreciation Day, I asked them two questions. One, will the BAT Flex Bridgewater come to Brockton, BAT Center, anywhere? They said, not at the moment. And two, on their YouTube channel, they said that they were going to look into starting service to IKEA, Costco, Jordan's Furniture, and Avon Stone. That little area. That we are going to go talk about when we look at the app, because something interesting happened there. So right now, Batflex Bridgewater does not come to Brockton. It is targeting only the Bridgewater residents. I don't really like that. And the reason why I say that is because, to put you down again. The reason why I say that is because, one, I just don't think it's fair. And I would at least like to see transfer points. An example would be the Shaw's Plaza on the south side. The 2 goes there. Have the Flex Bridgewater go there as a transfer point. Or the second option would be go to Massasoit. Or the Shaw's on the east side. Where is it? Okay, let me try to find it. So, right there is Signature Healthcare. That's the Bridgewater Flex will serve. Up here is a store called Lane of Electronics. I've been dying to go there because it's a used video game store. I can't get there. There is no, according to Google Maps, it does give you walking directions, but there are no sidewalks, first of all. Second of all, you have to cross a busy street, and there are no pedestrian infrastructure-wise. No crosswalk signals. You have to jaywalk. I only jaywalk on very quiet streets. Otherwise, I can't. So, I would love for Bridgewater Flex to take the extra 2-minute drive to that store. And I've checked it before. Massasoit Community College is like a 5-minute drive from them to that store. So that's why I say, would Massasoit be a transfer point and maybe expand service to East Bridgewater and West Bridgewater? And this is the final point I'll make, is that Brockton Area Transit, or Brockton itself, has a extreme lack of recreational activities. So with the job lot in Bridgewater, there is the East Bridgewater Cinemas. You have to plan this very strategically. You have to look at the bus schedule, look at the movie theater. But in theory, especially now that Showcase Cinemas Randolph has closed, and the closest Bat bus stop was in Randolph, you have to take a 30-minute walk. Someone from Brockton can take the commuter rail to Bridgewater, call the Bridgewater Flex, and go see a movie at East Bridgewater Cinemas, and then come back. You gotta plan that very strategically. And it all depends on the show times. Because the Flex is 7:30 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, so you can't do it Saturday and Sunday. So that's why I say I don't like how the Bridgewater Flex doesn't serve Brockton itself. I understand why. I understand that it's targeting the Bridgewater residents who don't want to put the council on agent and call a day in advance, like with dial that. I don't like that either. So it makes sense why they have this now, especially with microtransit becoming more and more popular for small towns, places that don't have transit itself. So that I get. I understand that aspect. But knowing that there are potential transfer points that are an extra 2 to 10-minute drive, knowing that there's at least one thing in East Bridgewater that can be used by Brockton residents or Stoughton residents, anyone, I think that would help. You just have to advertise it, I guess. It's in the same plaza. East Bridgewater Cinemas is in the same plaza as the Ocean State Job Lot. So maybe someday it will come here. Alright, that rant shaved off about 10 minutes. So for the sake of having nothing else to do, let's look at I don't want to show my email. Let's look at the app. Gotta set you down again. Alright, so currently accepting trips, and there that goes. So I never really showed off this app. If you scroll back to the channel, the Xbox is leaving retail video, I did use this. I did showcase it. But I never done the app on its own. I never given it its own video. And someone who watches the channel found me in real life, and he said he doesn't know how to use it. So this is for you, Eric. So download the app. It's on the website. Follow the links. So try not to show my information. $3. This is only the Rockland information. The app has not been updated to show the Bridgewater information. I've taken 12 trips so far, only in Rockland, and $3. And 0 announcements. So the app, I won't say is broken. I believe that's it for any personal information, so I can sit down. The app, I won't say is broken, but is broken in a way. And I found this out by testing out this trip. So the plan is to go to Market Basket in West Bridgewater. And the plan to that is it's right off the highway, so if anything goes haywire, there's still an Uber home. So if I go to MARK, Market Basket Hanover, Brockton, Market Basket West Bridgewater, Mark Banks Arena in Rockland, Market Basket. Why is Brockton and Hanover on here? Now my reasoning for that is, if we go back to the website and look at Dial-A-Bat, it has all the fare information and such. But if we go to the fares, all fixed routes and paratransit services are free. Batflex is $1.50. But Dial-A-Bat still has all this. And it still has the payment portal. So I'm wondering if it's just not up to date and it's just showing various locations that start with MAR. Or maybe something I've said in the past is Dial-A-Bat needs to have the app download feature like the Ride paratransit in Boston or Gatra. So maybe that's something they're doing with this app. And the reason why I say that is I can't. STOP Stop and Shop, Braintree, Whitman, Edmonton, Weymouth, and Edmonton again. So in the past, Stop and Shop, Target, Edmonton, that was the only one to show up for the Rockland portion. Braintree, I have no idea how that got there. Whitman, Edmonton is on here again, and Weymouth. They, I believe, have the dial-back council on agent contracts. So I wonder if that's here. And if we do SHAW, Shaw's Plaza, Hanson, Randolph, Brockton, and Brockton. Again, how did we get here? If I do just various locations, various businesses. GameStop, Crescent Street, Brockton. How? And the final one is MBTA. MBTA Hanson, Abington, Halifax. On the website says they serve portions of Hanson. Again, I think that's a council on agent dial-back thing. Abington has always been there with the Rockland portion. Bridgewater is not on here. I don't know how Halifax got here. And that also begs the question of why isn't Campello or Montello on here? So that's why I'm saying maybe the app is broken. So Walmart, Abington, that's the only one. But then what I brought up earlier about IKEA and Jordan's, IKEA, IKEA, this is the same IKEA Stoughton. So COSTCO, Costco, Avon, all the same place. So does dial-back go here now? Because on that YouTube channel, their recent video or live stream of the advisory board meeting, they don't have the service to this plaza, this area. They said they are still working on it. So why is it on here? Unless dial-back somehow took over the Batflex portion, and only those users can get here. So what happened? And to that end, why isn't Bridgewater Station on here? So maybe the app is broken, or maybe dial-back took over. And something else I want to show is that I have to find it. So there is my review of the app, and essentially what I said was that the app is good to pay for. It's easy to do, but there's no indication if you don't know the address. But if we look at micro connector from SRTA, or not, because I have to log in and that's going to take too long. Let's look at Get Your Go. Okay, Get Your Go. If you look at Get Your Go, they got service zones. so you can drop a pin where you want to go if you don't know the address. From what I've gathered, there are free microtransit services in this state. Camera shy. Via, which is being used by SRTA and WRTA. Spare, which is being used by GATRA and I believe in the Ride Paratransit Service, the MBTA. And this third one, which is being used by BAT, MWRTA, CCRTA. That's the bad one, because the app works, but it could be better with travel zones highlighted. Because for all I know, yes, Batflex will go to Lane of Electronics, and I'm glad I got that on camera. Batflex will go to Lane of Electronics in Bridgewater. But I don't know that for sure, because there's no travel zone. It's just over the line, essentially. So I believe that does it for the talk-in portion of this. Alright. Made it to Bridgewater. With all that talking I did, something I forgot to mention is that Batflex is $1.50. Fixed route is free, paratransit is free. MWRTA, to my knowledge, is the only fully free system. Fixed is free, para is free, microtransit is free for them. I don't know what that entails, like how that happened. So we do have to pay $1.50 to use this. So the plan is to, one, figure out where the exit is. Two, call the bus from here to Market Basket. There's a cafe in Market Basket. There's a 7-Eleven, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Sit there for an hour maybe. And then come back here. Hopefully nothing bad happens. I was thinking about doing the trip to Job Lot, the showcase the cinemas. But then I realized, if something goes haywire, is there an Uber? I don't know. I don't know if they'll go that far. Market Basket's down the street from a highway entrance, so I feel like I have better odds. Also, with the Market Basket in Hanover, I did try HOWCA. Showcase. It did work before. Hold on. So when I tried this out before, okay, that's new. Middleborough is GATRA territory. But what I was trying to say is that I could get Showcase Cinemas in Hanover to show up on here. But it's not showing up now. But if there, you could, in theory, if it works, which we'll try again someday, We'll try that out. Bat Center to Market Basket, watch a movie theater, come back. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said earlier, Brockton is lacking in recreational activities. There's the bowling alley. How many times can you bowl? The arcade there doesn't have good prizes compared to, say, Dave and Buster's. And there's no movie theater. Closest movie theater was Randolph. That closed down. Land-wise, distance-wise, I think Showcase in Randolph, Showcase in Hanover would be closest. But it would be easier to go to Braintree, I think, maybe, possibly. I don't know for sure. But it would be cheaper to go to Hanover compared to paying the commuter rail. That does not affect me, but for the average person, maybe. So that's that. So for the meat and potatoes of this video. Current location there. M-A-R-K. How'd you get Raynham? How did you get Raynham in here? Park. Okay. So 184 Park Avenue, just to make sure that matches. Make sure that matches with the actual address of the station. No, it does not. That. Copy that. So what happens if I do MBTA? No. I. This is why I was worried. Okay. Now it shows up. Bridgewater Station, MBTA. Why didn't it show up earlier? To Market Basket. Book. Oh. Number of passengers, 1. Let's hope this works. Why did it go back to 85? Why does the address not match? Alright. So that's the vehicle. I think it means to go over there. Staircase. Downstairs. Uh, Vehicle is there. Be here by 10:44. We are there. Why didn't that show up when we looked at it earlier? But Hanson showed up. Well, in the meantime, Pokemon Go, and I'm assuming there would be a lot of Pokestops around here. I have scanned all this before thanks to passing by when South Coast Rail opened up. And somewhere over there is the stop for Bridgewater State University. Maybe we'll see some buses. It is moving. It's a minute delayed. Yeah, the app itself works, but I do think it would be better with a highlighted zone similar to GetRago. I'll let you know if it comes. Part of me wants to play a Pokemon Go, but part of me is also like I should keep an eye on this because now it's getting later and later, only by 4 minutes. But this service started in November of 2025. One of the reasons why I didn't use it is because I wanted them to get the kinks worked out and see if it does come to Brockton. That did not happen. And another reason was the temperatures. It's still a little bit cold today, but I would rather be a little bit cold and be stuck here for an hour over too cold, like frostbite cold. I can't tell if this vehicle is getting further away or closer. So it's concerning. But yeah, I wanted them to get the kinks worked out. Maybe they did. Maybe they did not. I don't know. Especially since now something like IKEA is showing up on the app when they said they have not implemented anything like that yet. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to wait for this, to do this trip. And this is sort of like the part 1 to it. Part 2 will be showing off the Rockland portion, because that is more reliable since that's been around for a lot longer. Estimated arrival is 10:51. When we started this, it was 10:44. Hopefully they're just picking up another passenger. Makes me wish I grabbed Dunkin' Donuts or something before. And in the Market Basket, we do have a plan to sit there for like half an hour, 45 minutes. So the driver doesn't think we're crazy. So that's that. Almost done with this. Let me add someone. Let's add Ditto. Going back to the app. 10:58. So it's 10 minutes later than when we first started. It's at the YMCA, but the icon shows it in that plaza. So okay, it's officially 20 minutes later than expected, than when we first started. So either it's picking someone up in the YMCA, which is appropriate, or the icon is 100% exact, and that driver is getting Dunkin' Donuts. Or pizza. Or, yeah, Dunkin'. Even though there's a Dunkin' next to Market Basket. So hopefully that's actually a YMCA pickup. When is the train back to Brockton? Back home? 26 minutes. So if it's not here in 20 minutes, I'm canceling that trip. And we're giving up. To that end, that person is me. That flag. Where are you? That flag is the address. That person is me, so I'll move closer to it. $25. What? Oh, Kingston. So 25 minutes. If that bus does not show in 20 minutes, I'm canceling that trip. 11:02. So, I'm not against microtransit, especially if it's replacing paratransit. And as I stated earlier, this is not targeting people like me. This is targeting Bridgewater residents only. But to that end, I also said earlier, it would be better if there was a transfer point instead of not middle of nowhere, but I think a transfer point at Shaw's on the south side or Shaw's on the east side would be better. At least then you don't feel abandoned. Because to that end, I have to wait for the commuter rail. It's getting cold out. Well, it's not deadly cold. And I can't use Bridgewater State University amenities. Either their buses, shelters, vending machines. Not to mention I have to wait for the train back. I have to schedule that perfectly. Otherwise, I could be staying out here for an hour. Still hasn't moved. So I'm not against microtransit, but I do think if this is the only vehicle, there should be more. Like, I never had this issue with Rockland. Heck, for the sake of argument, if it doesn't show up, I'll take the Rockland Fox to Target or something. Still nothing. $11:04. Transit. 22 minutes. What happens if I close everything? Log in. Okay, I refreshed it. Still at the Y. Alright, let's see what happens. Got 20 minutes. Okay, the bus is not moving. The flag is down here. So, let's try moving closer to it. And maybe we'll see some BSU buses. And the bus is still at the Y. And or Dunkin' Donuts. Also, I'm kind of curious if the ramp for the commuter rail is over here. Because those were the stairs back there. Yeah, this is the ramp. Oh, that's a truck. So I'm nothing down here. So I did set a timer. 15 minutes until the train comes. Oh, we have movement. We have movement. Oh, it's so hard to see. So, what all it took was me walking from there to here. I'm just gonna assume there was another passenger pickup at the Y. I'm assuming. And it also begs the question of what will happen going home. And it also begs the question of, is there going to be another pickup? I'll see what happens. Got 11 minutes. Until I cancel it. back at the original starting point. There's the bus. That's where we are. 10:10 pickup. It was originally 10:44. So like a half hour late. But it should show up any second now, I think. Actually, I think the original starting point was down there. It's coming that way, I think. Yeah, that way. Truck. There it is. So that's ran by Paul Revere Transportation, but it's bad flux. So something to know, I believe that's the same with the Rockland. Let's go something a little bit more private. So I believe that's the same with the Rockland. It's Paul Revere driving everything, but then it's bad flux. And then on the weekends of Rockland, it's Dial Bat doing it. So Bat is not doing it themselves most of the time. It's contracted out. So that's interesting. So Dunkin' Donuts, 7-Eleven, Market Basket. Do something for an hour. Alright, grab Dunkin'. So I have thought about it a little bit, and I still think it should. I'm not even sure this is showing up. I still think it should have a transfer point in Brockton, or in this case, up the street a little bit, about 5-minute drive, is the Shaw's Kmart Plaza that the number 2 serves. It's about a 5-minute drive. Why can't it transfer there? You don't want to go all the way to the Bat Center, okay, fine. But I legitimately think that should be the transfer point, even if it's not intended for Stoughton, Avon, Brockton, Abington residents. Just an idea. So now I have to kill some time here so that the driver doesn't think I'm crazy, because I'm paranoid. I did set a timer for an hour. And then I gotta go back and wait for the train. Right, so way here. Right there is where the 2 stops. 7-minute drive versus 15-minute drive back to the train station. So definitely should be a transfer point there. Like I've been saying, this isn't intended for us. I'm gonna risk it. So it won't go there. This is why I say there should be a map zone to determine where you're going. I want B, not space. Hey, Bridgewater is not showing up. Okay. This is also why I wanted to do it here as a emergency. So we got the address in. And book. Number of passengers, 1. Book. Oh. He's outside. Okay. Alright, made it back to the train station with about 10 minutes to spare. I was wrong, it's not Paul Revere, it's A&A Metro or Bill's Taxi. They go by both names. So the service, as I've stated multiple times, is not intended for residents in Brockton. But I do think Brockton residents can benefit from it, especially with East Bridgewater cinemas. And I do think there should be a transfer point at the Shaw South Plaza. Overall, it's not a bad service. It works. It does its job. Hopefully they expand. And no bikes allowed on the trains during St. Patrick's Day for the parade. I'm surprised we didn't see any BSU buses, but oh well. That's the end of this. Good microtransit service. Did have me worried about the wait, I guess, which is a con to microtransit, but better than paratransit. Rockland is better because it's been around a lot longer, so they can iron out the kinks. But this is a good service overall for the residents of Bridgewater. I do wish it would expand. How's that for a bonus segment to end the video? Got the Heritage unit, at least one of them.